Arkansas today suspending running backs Ryan Pulley and Cameron Curl. The Arkansas Democrat-Gazette reported that the duo was spotted taking pictures and talking with members of Mississippi State's dance team before Saturday's game. Coach Chad Morris called this behavior completely unacceptable. And speaking of Arkansas...
Well, by the way, why?
Why unacceptable to...
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying, I don't really know what happened, but if they were just taking pictures, what's the big deal?
I guess you would want the team to be focusing on the game beforehand during warm-ups and not socializing.
They've lost every conference game.
Yeah, I know, but Paul, this is for Arkansas. This has been a rough season, and now with some off-the-field things, what are your thoughts?
When we were there, Jim, Chad Morris and everyone was trying to talk about all the high water marks of the season. I haven't found any yet.
Yeah, it's been a rough one.
Both turned
I
it
want to ask you
around.
about Missouri because
Missouri,
Missouri lost to South Carolina in the final play.
two
Kentucky.
plays away from being 9-2 right now.
They're
Their two losses, by the way, would have been to Alabama and to Georgia.
Yeah.
Right.
But the other two, and they are 2 plays away against South Carolina and obviously against Kentucky. And don't get me started on the Kentucky game. They should have won that one. But that's a remarkable story too, with the way they've finished and have played down the stretch.
Here's the deal for Missouri, and this is the question I've always. It's kind of lingered with their program. When they play well, it's like they can play with anybody in the East and possibly beat anybody.
Yeah.
But when they play bad, it is like their bad is way off the scale of not being even competitive in certain games.
They were 0-4.
I had a head coach in the SEC tell me that's the second best team in the East. And it's not close.
No doubt.
I had a head coach in the Southeastern Conference tell me that Missouri is the second best team in the SEC East. Which, I mean, you really think about
to choose from. Because it wasn't Barry Odom.
I mean, you probably never guess who it is. It's really remarkable when you look at it.
When they put it together, it looks as good as anybody.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. They don't put it together
all
consistently.
the time.
Speaking of another team that has surprised some folks, Barry Odom. This was a program that was 0-4 in the SEC, has had a very strong finish for the second year in a row, and maybe it all began a couple years ago with a win over Arkansas. Tigers have won 8 straight November games. It's the longest streak in the SEC, and they play on that Friday game against Arkansas, a game that all of you I know are really looking forward to watching.
Arkansas, Missouri, it's Arkansas's last chance for a conference win. Missouri, 8 straight November game victories.
Missouri scoring 121 points in November. Drew Lock has put up some big numbers in this month here.
I was trying to think of something that rhymed like Locktober, November. Didn't work. I think Missouri's a good team. I think they played. The losses they've had have been close. I think they played well against good competition. Again, I think it's going to be a tough one for Arkansas.
The Tigers and Razorbacks. Here's John Shriffen.
Well, as you can see, it is wet out here. We're expecting rain for the entire game. What you can see, it is also very cold and it is windy. All the ingredients for a potentially sloppy game. Now, on top of that, Missouri will be out without several of their top weapons. Starting running back Demarius Crockett is out with an ankle injury. Also, tight end Albert Owekwibunam potentially not going to play in this game. He is questionable. We are not sure if he will see the field today. Because of that, the senior quarterback, Drew Lock, will be relied upon heavily. Now, the good news is that head coach Barry Odom told us he is playing some of his best football right now with this new offense. It has forced him to play a lot smarter, but with a wet ball out here today, his decision-making skills will be tested. Carter.
45 degrees, rain expected all game, and you know that there's no question whether Drew Lock wants to be out there today for his senior day, and the Tigers, that will be touchback. Short-handed Razorback defense and secondary. We'll look at in a moment. Roundtree takes it to near the 40. Push back. Let's take a look at that Arkansas D. TD. If the question is who wants to play today, the answer, Drew Lock. It is Beatty in the backfield, and he is tackled for a loss by Armon Watts on first down.
That was hard to watch that defense a week ago, I'll be honest.
On 3rd and 3, stood up, and guess who's in the middle of it again? Armon Watts gets another good push to force fourth down, and Mizzou will have to punt.
4 in conference play and have been on a tear since.
Story on the end around. That's Warren, and Warren.
Hey, we've got a game going on right now. First of all, Barry Odom is a guy who puts his money where his mouth is. He wanted to sell out for today's final game with Arkansas, put up $100,000 of his own money to buy 5,000 tickets to the folks who wanted to come. Good for Barry Odom. Here's where it stands right now. Missouri up 7-0 on Arkansas. Arkansas is trying to avoid an 0-8 finish in SEC play. It has been a very difficult few weeks for them. Missouri, what about Drew Lock? Drew Lock's already completed 4 of 4 for 27 yards and a rushing touchdown. You got to like Arkansas in this game.
I'm told that is the 5th player to leave Arkansas's program this year.
Kevin Callaway, another big loss. Lock, first down, deep shot. Here's Drew Lock, airing it out, looking for a hole, and it is batted and incomplete. Brown got a hand on it.
Duke could spin it.
Story, heavy pressure, delivers first down across the 30-yard line, and the Razorbacks convert their first third down of the game. Deion Stewart with a gain of 11.
Great job that time. Missouri brought the heat. Everybody. Story stays in there, his eyes, and puts the ball beautifully right into the hands.
30.
Sometimes that first conversion is the hardest.
Play action. Story wants another deep shot. Chased. Story slips out. And Story's going to heave it long downfield, and it's caught. He kept the play alive and into the hands of Deion Stewart. And now but a takeaway by the Missouri D. And Drew Lock's second rushing touchdown. 14-0. Staying dry in the end zone. Into a touchdown for Fayetteville's own Akil Myers. Who wants the football? Mizzou.
To learn how to put teams away.
Whaley gets a push across the 30-yard line. Story is back in at quarterback for Arkansas. Who knows? Maybe Kelly Brown.
Got to do something safe here.
Noland on third and long. Winds up. He's going to take a shot, and it is incomplete at the last second. O'Grady, and there's the flag. A lot of contact. Christian Holmes with Cheyenne O'Grady, who nearly made the catch anyway.
Christian Holmes is one of those players that has kind of emerged over these last couple weeks. The pass defense really improving when he got in, but keep your eye on his hand right there. Just pulls him down, clearly alters the trajectory, impedes the receiver's ability to catch it.
Pass interference on the defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Connor Noland, screen on the outside. Whaley with Yolda Froholt blocking for him ahead. Yolda Froholt clears the way, AT.
After he sustained some injuries earlier on in the season.
Longest play for the Razorbacks, and complete on the outside. Petway breaks free for another first down to near the 30. And clearly Connor Noland's giving Arkansas a little juice.
Watching the ball come out of his hands, you got to be excited if you're a Razorback fan. And clearly Missouri lining up to stop the run that's happening there.
Back-to-back completions and 33 yards, and now Noland with another little pitch and catch on the outside. And he can also throw it not only with football, but with the baseball. I mean, he is Greenwood High School, Greenwood, Arkansas Bulldogs, 24 straight wins. Noland intends to pitch for Arkansas in the spring as well, the baseball program.
Up 21-0. I'm assuming they're going to go for this.
And Barry Odom wastes no time saying go for it. Fourth down.
Quarterback run game. Quarterback run game.
Chance to pick up a first down as well. Roundtree pushing. Roundtree, did he get enough for a first down? And he did not. From where he is spotted, it's a stop by the Arkansas D. Wait for the official signal, but Roundtree did not look like he was close enough at all. First and 10, Arkansas as the Razorback defense.
Set helps the offensive line identify as well.
Could have taken it under 20 seconds, but instead Locke pulls it, and Locke will take the sack. 2 timeouts, but 58-yard grab that set up the TD. So back into the hands of Mr. Hall, 28-0.
like he was a glove. This defensive backfield for Missouri is really stepping it up here in the second part of the year.
Bowers punt. Johnson will let it roll, and it backs up. And another bad break for Arkansas as Missouri's going to get it.
It almost looked like it hit a Missouri player.
That hit the ankle of the Missouri.
Is that live? And there's Arkansas. So it backs up.
For Arkansas to try to take advantage here at midfield.
I'm predicting a shot play here, guys.
And there's the play action, and there's your shot downfield, and it is caught. And it's Cheyenne O'Grady, who's become Arkansas's leading receiver, taken out.
Well, he's a big target, and when you lose some of the other players you have, you want to go to somebody that you can rely upon. Tight end, just a beautifully thrown football. That's something that we haven't seen Ty Story have the ability to do. Nice job of locating that ball that time by Nolan.
Nolan, the true freshman from Greenwood, Arkansas, playing in his 4th game for the Razorbacks. And here's Whaley with a head of steam inside the 20-yard line. Whaley, 1st and goal, Razorbacks.
Man, I tell you what, it's almost like a 180. This Missouri defense looking like Arkansas's did a week ago. That offensive line getting some fits, but some missed tackles right there at the line of scrimmage, and Whaley's off to the races.
Next level, that's something to hang your hat on with those bowl officials.
Feeling all right.
Practice as a freshman, and I said, that guy's going to be great. I had the same feeling about him.
Dangerous play into the hands of Whaley on the screen. And room to run for Whaley across the 40.
He's
still going. Whaley now crosses the 50. The football comes out of bounds. This turns into 43 yards.
The 2 biggest plays of the game offensively for Arkansas have been on screen plays, but this is bad effort by this defense.
CBS Sports hard hat. I think would pair very well with my jacket.
Got enough going on.
Yeah. You think so?
And the end defender becomes the quarterback's pitch man.
Roundtree is pushed back on this carry. Forward Progress has him right at the line, so.
Yeah, that was Shane Clinton there, a backup offensive lineman. Poor technique.
Nolan slips out of the pressure again. This time he goes running free across the 25.
Just busting the pocket and taking advantage of the defense having its back turned. They brought some late pressure there, which vacated that second level and was wide open, and he took off. I'll give credit to this Arkansas team about whether or not he can perform against top competition, and the bowl game should provide that.
One more chance for Jones to throw the ball, and it is complete to the edge, and that is how the 2018 Arkansas-Missouri Battle Line rivalry game ends 38-0. 4 straight wins for Mizzou. Drew Lock goes out for Ofield, a big-time winner. The Arkansas Razorbacks go winless in the SEC and lose 10 games for the first time in Arkansas football history.
It's just still, what a great season Barry Odom. Lost 2 games, I believe, on the final possession, 1 on the final play. And still managed an 8-4 record. Barry Odom deserves maybe at least a conversation about Coach of the Year. He won't win it, but what a great season they ended up having.
What do we have on Friday? Friday football. Arkansas looking for its first and only conference win of the season, and they visit a Missouri team who hasn't lost a November game in a couple of years. Early on, Drew Lock keeping touchdown.
You love the zone read down in the tight red zone, right, Coach?
I don't think people realize how fast he is and how good he is at that. He can run the ball well.
He's got that big body to bang a little, too, if he needs to. And then Ty Story picked off, and it was just that kind of a day, frankly, in the rain. For a good thing is you can't see it that well if you're an Arkansas
Shield your
fan.
eyes.
Yeah. Lock touchdown number 2, 14-zip. Oh, are they going to miss him in Como, or are they going to miss him in Como? Got a nice ovation, too. More on that later. Story that, oh, goodness, hit from behind, ball is loose.
This was the theme of the day. Missouri's defense got after that Arkansas offense. 5 sacks on the day, including 4 in the first half. This one led to a touchdown, and the route was on.
Yeah, Akil Byers with a recovery. And it's just like that. It's 21-0, and then Lock. You saw him run for 2. How about fire one into the end zone to Emmanuel Hall for the touchdown, and it's 28-zip at the break, guys. They weren't done. Third quarter. Hall again. Lock throws for 221, threw for 2 scores. ran for 2 scores, and he exits to a great ovation in Columbia, as you could see, and that was dominance. And we'll get into that, what you saw from Missouri. But I want to ask you a question right now, because I know the Razorback fans are in a panic, saying, oh, my goodness, winless in conference play. Chad Morris isn't the right guy.
Of course, that's what they're saying.
Can you bring them
Shock.
to earth if you believe that they are wrong here?
Well, I think it's all about messaging, and I think you got to take small victories. Look, it's hard to convince a fan base to be happy in your last 2 SEC games when you got beat 90-6, okay? But there's small victories in there, guys, okay? Look, Rakeem Boyd, I thought at flashes this year, I thought he was really, really productive. They got him 2 more years. Connor Nolan showed some flashes of really being a productive guy potentially. Look at their recruiting classes. The recruiting class right now, if you look at them, they're anywhere from probably 12 to 17. The highest recruiting class under Brett Bielema was 22. Yeah. So those are small victories that you have to be able to grab onto. But the messaging and how they really present this to the fan base is going to be big in this offseason.
Who cares about this season? This is year 0 for them. They're transitioning from an entirely different type of scheme that required different personnel. And this was just bonus if you're able to win. The future is going to be bright there in favor.
You believe? Okay, good. How about Missouri? Again, second straight year they start conference 0-4, finish it 4-4.
Yeah. You know, a part of it has to do with their schedule. Their schedule does get a little easier in the second half of the year. But I thought this was a team that was involved in a lot of close games early. 3 games came down to the final play of the game. 2 of them went against them. So with a little bit of luck, this team could have been much better. But I like the resiliency, Coach. They showed a lot of fight this year. Things could have gone south, but that team kind of galvanized together, and they end up finishing pretty strong.
I think from the Florida game on, you saw a different Missouri team. They had confidence. They had their swag back. That win in the Swamp kind of propelled them to end the year like this, and there is a lot of positives moving forward for Barry.
And what this does, too, is it gives us a final East versus West record. It had been 10 years since the East won more games than the West did in those head-to-head meetings. Look at this. This is the West. Bama and A&M swept their Eastern Division teams. LSU split everybody else winless and a total record 9-5 East over West.